Hello. It's a full moon, full eclipse. I'm just burning some moon goddess incense and kind of reflecting on things that I'm releasing. Seems to be a lot lately. Seems to be a lot. I was scrolling on my feed of social media that always keeps me in tune to what's going on in the world. And I saw a friend of mine had passed. Moved on to another place, another dimension. I was no longer walking this earth and making it just a brighter place. And she had quite the light in her. A few years ago, she came over to the house and she had moved. She used to live here in the neighborhood. And her husband retired and moved across the country, which I followed their adventures through social media as they rode their motorcycles and got to see places that I've never seen. They just took me along on their journey. It was really fun just kind of living vicariously through that on social media. Well, she planned a trip back out here, and when she did, she got a hold of me and she said, I'd really like to come and see you. Just spend a couple of minutes. Are you open to that? And I thought that was really sweet. I was honored. Of course, please come. And so we set up a time and she came over, and I wasn't really sure what it was about. I've known her for years. She was a neighbor. But as far as like being really close, I wouldn't call us close. I would call us, friends, but not the same connection that you have when you're away from town for many years and you get back in touch with your old friends. We didn't quite have that. And the fact that she wanted to come over and see me was an honor, like I said. And when I opened the door and she was so respectful about, do you want me to wear a mask? I'd love to hug you. And it's like, please come in. I receive you with loving arms. And she told me that the posts that I put on social media have helped get her through some of the worst days of her life. And that she really appreciated it and she wanted me to keep doing everything I'm doing. And it came at a point where I was kind of doubting myself. Isn't that funny how things just happen that way? You have a little doubt, like a little reminder. It's like you look at your Facebook memories and you scroll and you see all these people that you're no longer friends with, and you're like, why are we not friends? What did I do? What happened? How am I the one that offended them? What did I do? And you kind of go into this self-doubt and the criticalness and the am I not good enough to be somebody's friend? It's like, who cares? You knew him 15 years ago, and maybe I posted something, or maybe they got off social media, or who knows? There could be a million reasons why we're no longer friends, and that's not my business. But I was really questioning myself about what I was putting on the internet. Am I too positive? Am I too kind? Am I too? And when she told me that what I'm posting has helped her through some of her hardest days, it really spoke to a string in my heart that I didn't realize. And that's the effect that we have on others. All the time. All the time. When you write a note to someone, that note stays out there in that world. Somewhere it might be seen again. when you're just being you, you're affecting the world. So how are you affecting the world? She proceeded to tell me that she has pretty severe cancer. And she said, please don't cry about it. That's not what I need. She said, I can't listen to what they say I have left. I just have to live what I have left. What are the words that you say? What do you muster up? How do you stay real? And how do you convey the empathetic feelings that come over you and wash over you? There's no words. Saying I'm sorry, there's no words. I'm sorry doesn't cut it. Maybe I love you. Maybe I love you. That was 2.5 years ago when she came over. And when she left, she saw my front door. And she said, well, no wonder, Christy, no wonder. And I'm like, no wonder. She says, you always have such positive things to say. You surround yourself even going out your door. She goes, please post these once a day. I kind of did, but not really. Once in a while I would post one of those. And I was trying to post every day, but like I said, some of that chatter got into my head about what is it you put out there? Who are you doing it for? And it's like, I was doing it because it brought joy to myself. And if it brings joy to me, it might bring joy to someone else. And that's the way I want the world to be. A little more joyful, more kind, and just a place for some sweetness. That's what I was putting out in the world. And I let the fear of what others are going to think or say, or if I'm going to lose friends, or if I'm going to upset my husband because I said something too much, or my kids, or my parents, and I get too caught up in who am I going to upset instead of how am I bringing my joy? Where am I shining my light? And that's where I need to be. I need to be shining my light. The world's a little dim today. Big stuff is happening. There is a full moon, full blood moon, and there is a full lunar eclipse happening. And they say that it really affects with a lot of things and a lot of feelings, and we're all going through it. It's just some of us numb ourselves to it so we don't have to feel it. And I find that that's what happens. Sometimes you just have to numb out with a couple of beers or a glass of wine or a hit. You just have to numb out. Or do you? Or do you? Maybe you have to sit in it. Maybe you have to sit in it and you feel it. Let it move through you. Let the stirrings of your soul be heard. So, while thinking of this sweet friend who took time out of her day to come and see me and say those words to me when she had so many people here to see, she made the time to come and see me. I'm going to make the time to give it back. And I'm going to bring a little something every day on the social media. A little something. Might be a picture, might be a quote, a story, even just the calendar, if I just don't have the energy, I'm going to do my best to muster it. So for anybody out there that's having a bit of a moment, holding space for you. And I'm surrounding you all with waves. Peace and love. Be well, my friends. Shine your light.